All right, here we are, 240301. We are into the March drawings. So today's model is going to have no revolves, straight parts, some holes, some rounds, um, and we are in grams. So let's get into it. We're going to start in the front view here. Um, this piece has kind of this tapered shape, so we're not going to add that in. We're just going to go with the flat, and then the angled part, we'll do that as a front view. So I'm going to start with just a corner rectangle. Um, go this way. Make a height of 16, which is shown in your front view, and an overall width of 69. And I'll be honest, I tried to make this with the slanted rectangle before and was having some difficulty trying to get essentially this piece up here to work right. So we're just going to do it with lines. We're going to add that dimension in. Wow, how did that get perfect? I'm not sure. I don't usually trust those numbers. We gotta add a couple of other dimensions. We're going to place that one. That'll be 7. And we're going to dimension down from the top plane, and that's 45. And this dimension stayed here, so that's okay. Let's just trim out this piece. And let's go ahead and add that 45-degree angle back on. It's 45 degrees to the horizontal, so I know this is a different horizontal line. That's not a big deal. The line doesn't have to live at the bottom for this to work. Okay, so we're going to extrude this as a symmetric extrude. Oops. And we're going to set that dimension to be 69. And before we go, actually, nope. Let's make the sketch for the top part. Okay. So I'm gonna circle up here for the hole, and then I'll add another circle concentric to that, and we'll draw some lines. Make them tangent. Now I could make this symmetric, but I think it's probably easier just to draw those on. Let's trim out the piece we don't need. Get some dimensions. This one's 13. The inner hole is 10. And I have an overall height. So from the top plane up to the top of the arc is shown in the right view as 69. Right. All my dimensions are given, so let's hit OK. And let's flip that for a depth of 10. All right, so before we get into the holes, let's do a couple of rounds. The first round I want to do is if I hold down this one and this one, I'm going to select those as a full round. So those two edges, I can apply a full round and I get that beautiful shape up there. Okay. A new set, let's see if this will work. I can add a round here and I will make that round 26. Beautiful. Let's add a new set. And we'll add this edge and I want the edge back here. So I could rotate around, but don't forget we can also use the right click to kind of cycle through. This has a radius of 14. So 3 very different rounds all added in one feature. Beautiful. All right, I'll make a quick sketch on the top of that part, and we're just going to drop some points in concentric to these arcs. So you just want to hold, pause there for a second. Okay. And then we can place a hole on them, and this will be a drilled hole with a counter bore. So we want to make sure that the hole diameter is 6. The counter bore diameter is 13, and the depth of the counter bore is 4. Okay. Also want to go all the way through or to next, either way, on those hole depths. So sketch with the points, we'll drop those in there. The next one I want to add, I'm going to make coaxial. Again, I'm trying to identify a couple of different ways to get some holes placed. So I added an axis to that full round. Okay. And we'll place a hole on that axis. When you do axial, you do need to have the surface specified as well. Because the counterbore is coming from the top, I want to specify that as my surface. We'll make it to next. We'll give it drilled with the counterbore and go into shape. So the counterbore diameter here is 42. Oh, with a depth shown in the front view of 3. And then the overall diameter of the hole is 26. All right, I think that's it. Just some angles, a full round, a coaxial hole, some sketched points. Let's see how we did. And let's try 922. And we passed it. Fantastic. I hope that helped. Some interesting stuff here. I will be honest that there's this line to me, when I looked at the sketch, was not 100% clear that it was in line with the surface. So when I looked at the sketch, I felt like I would have liked to have that edge dimensioned. Additionally, the depth of the counterbore is a hidden line in the sketch. I'd prefer to have that as a section view. So a couple of things I would have preferred to change a little bit in the sketch, but otherwise, great problem. Hope you got something from that, and we'll see you next time.